Krishna Krishna Hare Radhe Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurabani Charine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha Rudesha Tarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaurava Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare. So we are gradually moving in the 18 chapters. 1/6 of Gita is over. Now we are entering the 4th chapter. So let me first develop some discipline here, then I'll move. So what you have studied till now, let us meditate on that. Let me set my camera. Yeah. So we did first chapter, objection. Second chapter, Krishna answers all Krishna's Arjuna's objection. In the third chapter, we had some discussion about karma yoga yesterday. And some of the videos we tried yesterday did not work. Today is a chapter, very interesting chapter, spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge. So transcendental knowledge in brief is non-different from Krishna. How do you receive it? What is the history of Bhagavad Gita? This is the main essence of this chapter. What are the benefits of receiving spiritual knowledge? Also, this chapter is also focused on what is also known as Jnana Yoga. The focus is on receiving spiritual knowledge. The previous chapter, the focus was on Karma Yoga, and the second chapter, the focus was on we are not body, we are spirit. So, other first chapter are objections to they divide. Predominantly, the first six chapters are focused on karma. Therefore, the first six chapters are called chapters of Karma Yoga. The middle six chapters, there is a focus on bhakti, therefore called chapters of Bhakti Yoga. Last six chapters, the focus is on Jnana, chapters is on Jnana Yoga. But overall essence of Bhagavad Gita is bhakti. Therefore, we see that whenever karma comes, that also how to serve Krishna. Karma used to satisfy Krishna, karma used to achieve bhakti. Last six chapters are Jnana used to achieve bhakti, and middle six chapters are bhakti and bhakti. Okay. So in this chapter, Krishna will illustrate a certain point that how the spiritual knowledge was originally given. This whole chapter focuses spiritual knowledge. And I will also like to present, if you all are interested, I have a presentation of epistemology. How do we receive knowledge? Because this presentation takes on the general modern day view that knowledge is generally got by experimentation and observation. But Krishna, when he's talking about the knowledge right from beginning till the end, is not giving much value to this knowledge. So I have a full presentation dedicated for that. At the end, if the time permits, we can see that. So now my focus is on spiritual knowledge. How do we achieve spiritual knowledge? What is spiritual knowledge? So Krishna says, actually the spiritual knowledge, that's Bhagavad Gita, he gave long time ago to sun god. And from him the knowledge came down to Manu. From Manu it came down to Ikshvaku. And since that time it has been on the earth as knowledge. When Arjuna hears this, he says, wait a moment, Krishna, what are you talking to me? I can't believe this. Aparam bhavato janma, your birth, you are with me. We are all contemporaries. We both are of the same age. How can I believe that you taught this knowledge to Sangha? And then this question makes, actually, this is a trigger question, to Krishna to reveal his identity. You all know the famous shloka, Yada Yadai, that all comes in that sequence now. 7-8 shlokas go, beautiful shlokas one after another. Each one shloka can you remember. Ajo apisan avyatma bhuta nam ishvara apisan. Krishna says, and he starts explaining about his existence which is different from our existence. He's the Supreme Lord, and Krishna explains his position. Then after that, this chapter, Krishna starts talking about what all people sacrifice to achieve spiritual knowledge. Some people sacrifice wealth, some people sacrifice their hearing process, some people sacrifice their propensity for sense gratification, some people do sincere tapasya, something. But at the end, Krishna emphasizes end should be knowledge. And then Krishna concludes that Arjuna, having got the spiritual knowledge, now you get up and fight. So this is what the brief of the chapter is. Today is unimaginable. I think ours is a record, pin drop silence with such a large audience. This is the most serious group I have. Oh, please keep it silent, keep it silent. Keep it silent, please. I will have to come back otherwise. There are so many things I want to teach here, but I don't know how much I can develop. But I'll see it is interesting. Gyan Yog, the spiritual knowledge. We want to achieve spiritual knowledge. That's why we're hearing all this. This Bhagavad Gita. If it is possible, you can have a hard copy with you. That's wonderful. You can look on our website. We also have kept the Bhagavad Gitas for sale. Anybody wants can purchase. Otherwise, you can go to nearest ISKCON temple. You can purchase. You can also get this book from Flipkart, Amazon.
Hello.
Very, very low. Yeah. Sir, I will take question at the end. Anything, Arjun? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avayam Vivasvana Manave Praha Manu Ikshva Kave Abravit. The blessed Lord said, I have instructed the imperishable science of yoga to sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. So Krishna talked about how this Bhagavad Gita knowledge descended from him. Then he went from Krishna to Vivasvan, Vivasvan to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. And after that, Krishna says the knowledge has been lost. He detects when he comes, he said, I taught spiritual knowledge, where it is gone. Evam paramparapta prapta. This is like Guru Parampara, I mean training, authorization, just like in any college. You go join the college, you're a student, then you get degree, you can also become a teacher. The original knowledge protect. This knowledge was not discovered or speculated or imagined by something. It is coming from the Lord. So Krishna said, this knowledge I gave, and by parampara it has been coming down. Imam Raja Rishis vidu. They were not ordinary kings, saintly kings, which used to know this knowledge. Sakalena mahata, but in period of time, this knowledge appears to be lost. The supreme science thus receives the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken. Therefore, the science as it is appears to be lost. So therefore, Krishna wants to start this knowledge again, give back the knowledge. That very ancient science, the relation of the Supreme, is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as a friend. So if you want to receive spiritual knowledge, you have to be a bhakta, a devotee. Bhakto asime sakhacheti. You have to be very positive attitude towards the Lord and be devotee. Then this knowledge will be revealed in our heart. And therefore you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. These are the four paramparas, the bona fide paramparas, which carry this knowledge. This is Brahma. In that, Madhvacharya becomes a prominent acharya. ISKCON comes under that line. There is Lakshmi Ji, Shri Parampara. In that, Ramanujacharya comes as a prominent acharya, Tirupati, Srirangam. Lord Shiva himself as a Vaishnava Parampara, called a Rudra Sampradaya, in which Vishnu Swami was a great acharya. And presently it is more known as Vallabha sect, Vallabhacharya sect in Gujarat. And then next, there is another parampara of the four Kumaras, in which our great Acharya Nimbarka Acharya comes. So, who knows Krishna? Very advanced devotees like Brahma, Lakshmiji, Shiva, Kumaras, and they reveal. And that thing is training authorization system goes on. This is on the right side. This is ISKCON's parampara. Krishna, our Acharya Prabhupada, his Guru, straightway goes to Brahma to Krishna. This is parampara. So, parampara is extremely important. Whenever you get your operation done, you always see the doctor is trained and authorized. So similarly, getting spiritual knowledge also, we should be careful. Okay, now come back to first thing was value of a parampara. We can say first thing we take home today is that we should be very careful. Whenever we take knowledge, we are taking in parampara. Now second thing, Arjuna has a serious question now. Krishna, you said that you taught this knowledge to sun god. How can I believe you? Interesting. Aparam bhavato jan. Are Krishna, you are my contemporary. How is it possible? Now I have given a little analysis of time today. I don't know how much you people can grasp. If you can understand just one thing, then whole thing will be done. Kali Yuga, the duration given in the Shastra is 4,32,000 years, 36,012. That comes 4,32,000 years. This is the duration of Kali Yuga. Dwapar Yuga is double of that, Treta Yuga is triple of that, Satya Yuga is 4 times that. X plus 2x plus 3x plus 4x is 10x. That's a duration of one Divya Yuga. So 4,32,000 years into 10 becomes the set of yugas. You can understand? X plus 2x is 3x plus 3x 6x plus Satya Yuga 4x 10x. 10 times the duration of Kali Yuga is one Divya Yuga, set of yugas. And our Manu, any Manu, lives for 71 Divya Yugas. So that means the life of Manu is around 300 million years. Our Manu has lived till now 120 million years only. That is also only. And therefore, Arjuna is asking this question because you taught the knowledge of sun god before the birth of his son Manu. That means 120 million years ago, the sun god heard this message. So how is it possible, Krishna, you taught this message to him because you are my contemporary. You are only, whatever your age is my age. This is million years ago. What are you talking? Just going extension more. Manu, there are 14 Manus in the day of Brahma. So the day of 12 hours of Brahma become 4.32 billion years. That is 1,000 cycles. In another way to take 1,000 cycles of Divya Yuga form one day of Brahma. And divided by 14 is 71. So 71 we can derive a reverse way also. And then there are, that is 12 hours of Brahma, 4.32, that night is also 4.32, that become 8.64 billion years is 124 hours of Brahma. Into 336,000 if we multiply, that will become life of Brahma, 311.04 trillion years. Okay? You need to sit with the paper pen when you get the notes and satisfy yourself of the calculation. This is the life of Brahma. Brahma has passed 50 years. 6 Manvantaras of and then time elapsed in Kali Yuga is 5,117 years. Total life of Brahma is presently, Brahma out of his life has almost lived half his life, 155.522 trillion years. And his body is very subtle. There is no experience of old age or disease in Brahma. Life of Manu, who is also a very powerful personality. He rules one of the Manvantaras. And he received the knowledge roughly 120 million years ago. I did some calculation for this. So then on this is the time the Manu has received, the Vivaswan received knowledge. Then even more calculation comes. This is the exact life I could calculate. When the Gita came on, it said Mahabharata Shanti Parva, it came at the beginning of Treta Yuga. So that calculation is that it came around 2 million years ago. Okay, all this calculation you need to sit and do. Anybody can do with basic mathematics. You can do the calculation and satisfy yourself. So let us proceed. This will be another exciting thing. I was just saying one day of Brahma is 8,640,000 years, 24 hours. So that means 1 hour of Brahma will be 360 million years. 1 minute of Brahma is 6 million years. 1 second of Brahma is 1 lakh years. This is our Guru Parampara, Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vedavyasa, Madhvacharya, Padmanabha Tirtha, Narari Tirtha. Goes on till ISKCON founder, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Okay, we had a little break on time scale understanding. Now, Arjuna asked a question, so we can understand why Arjuna was surprised, but I showed you some calculations, and actually it's quite a distant future. In fact, very interesting thing was that when generally the scientists compare the duration of the universe as given in the science to what is given in the, see, as far as I know, the science says the universe came 17 billion years ago and Earth came 4.5 billion years ago. Almost corresponding, and also they have to accommodate the fact that Vedas talk about cycle of creation and destruction. It's not like one way, what the science is presently feeling. Is creation, destruction, creation, pralaya, 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 creation, pralaya. Every day, Brahma in the evening destroys everything. And he takes rest. Morning gets up, again creates. For him, creation is as easy as you're putting tilak on your head. Pat, pat, pat. Every day he does it. Just like you clean your room every day, he creates so much, effortlessly creates unlimited living entities and all the habitations, everything. So the question of Arjuna is well understood. So I wanted to just give you an experience. So what happens with science when it started comparing this time scale with other religions, it was found surprising. There, the date of creation is only much lesser. Is it, as far as I have heard, few thousand years. So they were quite surprised and they found it quite totally science and spirituality taken totally apart. They said we just can't reconcile this within our calculations because they feel they have an evidence of universe and earth being billion-year old. But when they came to Vedas to study, they got a shock of their life because Vedas are talking about much bigger time scale also. They were feeling very proud. We're talking in billion years. These people talk in 1,000 years. When they came to Vedas, they got a shock. It is in trillion years and things are being talked about. Okay, so that the time scale will be very interesting. We can keep analyzing. There are a lot of discussion of the Kala of the Vedas. So Arjuna's question was, how is it possible you taught it to sun god? So Krishna answers from this verse. It's a series of shlokas. Each is worth cramming. I heard some of the people in the previous class, some children had all 700 shloka kantastha. It is so good you can make your children remember some shlokas because these shlokas are also like mantra. And at least one day he will seek what is the meaning of the shloka and at least his life will be successful. Even one shloka chanting is so auspicious, so purifying. You can read Gita Mahatmya from Padma Purana. There are two Gita Mahatmyas. One is from Padma Purana. Each chapter, when you hear, there is so much Shruti Phala you can't even imagine. So all of you, I have to congratulate you at taking your time off, but it is very auspicious what you are doing. Ajo api san avayatma bhutanam ishvara api san prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavami atmaya. So ajo, I am unborn. Avayatma, I am inexhaustible. Bhutanam ishvara api san, I am the Lord of all the living entities. Prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavami atmaya. Atmaya, I come by my own will. I don't come by forced by karma, like we are born forced by karma in a particular family. No, Krishna chooses. Actually, on this topic itself, why Krishna chose to be on the Arjuna's chariot, why Krishna chose to take birth on Vasudev Devaki, why Krishna chose Nanda Maharaj, you can actually have hours of discussion. His every decision is wonderful. Every decision is wonderful. Amazing personalities. All these are amazing personalities. I discuss all these things, some more detailed things in Bhagavatam. Somebody is interested. Daily morning, 8 o'clock, there is Bhagavatam class. I think today I've shared that link also with you. So this is the first answer of Krishna, that I am unborn, my body never deteriorates, and I appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Krishna does not change the body like us. He doesn't take a material body. His body is always spiritual. See, how is he appearing? Can he appear with a material body like this? Full size, illuminating the whole prison. And then after that, going to another place and said, oh, he becomes a small baby. Can we do like that? None of us can do like that, changing the form. And how he appeared? He came with the heart of Vasudeva, then heart of Devaki, then stood out. This is how he appeared in this world. And then when he was in the womb, so-called womb of Devaki for some time, all the devatas daily come and do their arti just like we do in evening arti. Your Sandhya daily is to offer directly prayers to the Lord and beg for his mercy. This is Krishna. And then we know Krishna also lifted a mountain with his same spiritual body. He showed a universe in his mouth to Mother Yashoda. He showed mini Vishwarupa even to Duryodhana before, when he went for peace offer. And then later he showed the huge Vishwarupa to Arjuna. So all these things show that Krishna's body is not material. It's a spiritual body. Even in Dwarka, Krishna was simultaneously living in 16,000 places. How it is possible in a material body? Krishna's body is totally spiritual. So therefore Krishna is explaining this fact. My body does not deteriorate. And this shloka you all know is a very famous shloka. Luckily I got a high resolution painting. Look at the features, so beautiful these people look, so nice. Vasudeva, Devaki and the Kamsa, oh my God, look at his
cannot see the presentation.
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्.
Thank you very much. So everybody knows the shloka. Take care. You are also fortunate to chant the shloka. So whenever and wherever there is a decline, because this word also has a purpose. Krishna has created this word with a purpose. This word has not come out of an accident. It has come out of a
Prabhuji, I cannot see the
purpose.
presentation.
See, people are chanting shlokas and you say you cannot see the presentation. How it is possible? Okay. So yada yada hi
Can you
dharma.
rejoin?
Don't worry. No, no, everybody is able to see, I hope. I think some signals are a problem sometimes. Okay.
It is visible, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
It's
sometimes
visible,
problem.
Prabhu.
It is
Yes.
very much.
Please take care. Thank you very much. So yada yada hi dharmasya. So this word is created by the Lord. It has a purpose. It is not accidental event. This kind of philosophy, it is just a whimsical proposal. But today it is taught to everybody like gospel. Sometimes this kind of fanatism in science is actually hurting science. There is no evidence, there is no reason, there is no logic. They just want to believe something which is the worst actually it is. Even they call religious fanatic. They sometimes tell me, sometimes in debate, what you say Swamiji is mythology. I said, what you say is imaginology, still worse. At least have some books, no, I have some shlokas. You don't have anything. Just some whimsical fantasy and every day it changes. At least you have some books and I'm holding on to Bhagavad Gita from thousands of years. You will change every second your theories. This is actually solid facts what we are talking. Anyway, I'll come to the scientists at the end. I have a beautiful presentation on it and I hope it will satisfy all of you. The ways of receiving knowledge, how the Vedas differ from the science, and therefore why both science and Vedas finally started for the objective of searching the truth, but why they have gone in a different direction. I have some little thoughts on that. So this world is created with the purpose by the Lord, that is dharma. Dharma means the rules and regulation for reformation for us. And dharma is also known as the original property of the soul. Just like sugar has dharma to be sweet, chili has dharma to be pungent. What is the dharma of the soul? Dharma of the soul is to serve. And serve whom? The Lord. The soul becomes ecstatic in service to the Lord. When it diverts the service to other people, it never is satisfied. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani. When this origin nature of the soul is being blocked, dharma glani is happening in this world. And some people are suffering because of people like Kamsa. Just imagine what he was doing. Immediately the Lord comes. Abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sijamya. I come down to protect my devotees. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे. I think
Dharmashamapanathaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge.
thank you. I think 90% people here or 100% know this shloka. Paritranaya sadhunam. That is the focus of Krishna, to protect the sadhus. Dushkritam is not his focus. That automatically happens. He comes to give pleasure to his devotees. These demons are like effortless for him. You see, like Kamsa was so powerful that Devatas like Indra was scared of him. When Kamsa used to lift his bow, the Devata used to run away. But Krishna, without using any weapons, just gave some fist on his chest and he died. Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna comes whenever there is a need, he comes. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tattvadeham punarjanma neti mamiti. So Arjuna. Now Krishna says, I talk to you brief because his janma karma, if you have to read, you have to go to Bhagavata. And Bhagavatam, there are 90 chapters explaining each Leela of Krishna, and it is full of so much pleasure. In fact, now just few days I've stopped. Otherwise, every day 9 o'clock I read Krishna book, and I just been reading, particularly Sunday night. Been reading from years. We have a team of people. We just take pleasure in reading Krishna Leela on the night 9 o'clock. I'll slowly reveal the time, link to you people also. So Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Krishna says my activities are totally transcendental. My birth and activities. Look at him. The supreme controller. His mother is going to tie him, punish him. He totally goes under the protection of this great devotees. That's it. Everybody is worshipping him, but he goes under the protection of his devotees. And that is the sweetest form of the Lord. I think with the Janmashtami time is coming now, people love to decorate the child in this way. Evam yoveti tatvataha. If you can understand the truth about my appearance and my activities, you will not take birth again in this world. Takta deham punarjanma naiti mam iti so Arjuna. The very purpose of Krishna descent to the world is actually not to kill demons. That can be done in so many ways. He comes to give a trailer of the spiritual world. What is going on in the spiritual world, he gives a trailer. Now, if you actually take benefit of the trailer, that's it. You don't have to take birth again. You will go and join. Suppose you like a trailer, you watch the full movie. So if you like the trailer that Krishna gives with Mother Yashoda and Arjuna, little of it, he brings a team from the spiritual world and they love him with pure love. And you see, I said, that's interesting. So you want to watch the movie, so you go back to the spiritual world. There is a lot of difference between Krishna and us that we should be emphasized. Krishna's form is spiritual, but the form we are having today is covered by, subtle body and gross body. And we are Anu, we are very small. We are controlled by Maya. Krishna is a controller of Maya. Some people say, I am God, but I have forgotten. Then what kind of God are you? That means the power that made you forget is greater than God. Your very conception of God is not correct. God is not like that. Many people say God is great. That's fine. That's fine. You don't know how great He is. Therefore, somebody throws a ring or a little ash, we take it as a God. No. God is very great. He creates the universes. He can eat the universes in a second. So the position of God is very exalted. Somehow we mistake sometimes. Has anybody in the history able to know God? We said that if somebody knows God, he doesn't have to take birth again. We just said that. So is there history anybody has known? Yes. Ye yata ma prapadyante tam tataiva bhajami aham mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha. To degree you surrender to me, to that degree I'll reveal myself. Just like the cow is going to Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna happily embraces the cow. Reciprocate. This is Balaram messaging Krishna's feet. And back, Krishna is messaging his. Krishna reciprocates to every devotee's affection. Like Arjuna, Krishna is driving his chariot. It's out of love. But people are not interested in all that. They generally are only interested in material things, not spiritual things. They want some material benefit. And then the worshippers of Devi Devata get the benefit and run away. They are not generally, we practice spiritual life, but not with the intention of any spiritual benefit. We take out some material benefit and that's it. Then Krishna develops something very interesting. This is mind-boggling. The 4 ashramas and 4 varnas. Chatur Varna. He's talking about Varna in the shloka. You can see a Brahmana here. You can see a Kshatriya. You can see a Vaishya with the cows and a Shudra. So all the 4 are very honorable profession. Each one of them cooperating for the satisfaction of the Lord. Say, I have a Janmashtami coming next month. Now, somebody can do Abhisheka. He knows very well how to do. I don't know. Somebody knows to chant some mantras when the Abhisheka is going on. Somebody can clean the temple. Somebody can cook. Somebody can drive the vehicle. Nobody is thinking of any job as higher and lower. The focus is the Lord should be satisfied. So this is what the Varnasrama is actually. Everybody is contributing according to his nature. It is true. Brahmana is doing to do what he's doing because he's very sattvic. You see, they don't even have an upper cloth, sitting peacefully. Just put some tilaka. They're discussing Gita, Bhagavatam, very calm, peaceful. That's real Brahmana. Kshatriya, no, he wants some money, he wants some power. So, but Trayate means protects people against injury. His desire for money and power is dovetailed, where he gives protection to the people. Now, Vaishya is also wants money. He wants to have a comfortable life. So, Vaishya is allowed that, provided he maintains the whole society. And Shudra, gives labor to the whole society. So, all the 4 are actually cooperating. At the end, the Lord is satisfied. The question of higher and lower is not there. That is number 1. The principle is cooperation, not exploitation. Number 2, Guna karma vibhagasha, it has to be based on guna and karma. There is no mention of janma here. If you study the Bhagavatam, you see Rishabhadeva has many sons. The king, some became Brahmanas, some became Paramhamsas, some became Kshatriyas. This is not once, again and again it is explained. When Ashwatthama killed the sleeping sons of Draupadi, he was immediately, Bhagavatam says, Brahma Bandho is an unqualified son of a Brahmana because activity is not tallying. So there was a term also called Bandho. Bandho was like a satirical comment that he doesn't have any qualities. He's born to a Brahmin father, but he doesn't have Brahminical quality. Brahma Bandho, Kshatriya Bandho. He's born to a Kshatriya father, but doesn't have any Kshatriya qualities. So these words, why these words are there? Huh? Varna Shankara. Varna Shankara means good for nothing. This person cannot be given any responsibility in any ashrama. So it's so nice, conception is very clear. The principle was cooperation to serve the Lord. But later, as Kali Yuga began, people forgot God. The principle became sense gratification. Then they started exploiting each other. I am greater, you are greater, like that tamasha happened. So this is a takeaway from this, very important takeaway. So-called caste system that is followed has not mentioned in any scripture. Just like a simple thing, being a son of a cardiologist, you don't become a cardiologist. And who will give a chance to that son to do an operation? Namam karma nilimpanti namak karma phales priya itimam jo abhijanati karma vi nasapadyate. Krishna says, see, no, I do various activities in the world, but I am not entangled by that. Just like king comes into the jail, the king is not bound by any judgment or any restrictions of the jail. He is totally free. We saw Krishna was not bound by any restriction. Now Sudama comes, he chooses to worship him, thereby showing how Kshatriya should receive a genuine qualified Brahmana. He was so poor, but he worshipped him with his Rukmani wife, first wife. And you can see here, he's almost, even on the Mahabharata, he said, I will not fight, but when he felt he should protect his devotee, he broke the oath and he ran toward Bhishma with a broken wheel. And this is Bhishma with his arms. Bhishma knew who is Krishna. Therefore, he never held a weapon against him. He just opened his arms. My Lord, come. I'm ready to die. I'm come. Very nice painted. This is Krishna Balaram taking care of cows and Krishna even driving the chariot of somebody, his dear friend. In all these different responsibilities, Krishna doesn't reduce. He still remains Achyuta, the glorious Lord. Just because he's driving chariot, he doesn't lose his position as God. It maintains his position. So Krishna also reminds Arjuna that in the history, there were so many great people, Arjuna. Just tell me one person who did what you're planning to do, run away from your duties and the right in the junction. You will not find any evidence, Arjuna, of such a foolish behavior which you are planning to commit. Krishna here also tells Arjuna that we should think about three things: karma, vikarma, and akarma. Karma is like Ranti Deva. This is from Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is full. See, Bhagavad Gita has formulas of physics. Bhagavatam has solved examples, elaborate discussions and understanding with so much deep philosophy. It goes much more deeper. Negamakalpataror galitam phalam shukamakad amritadavrisamvitam Shrimad Bhagavatam is so beautiful. So the Ranti Deva, he is about to eat. And one by one, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh keep coming as different devatas, keep coming to beg things from him. And he gives away even the last drop of water he has. And then they appear before him. They say, we are just testing you. My God, how austere you are. This is Ranti Deva, Punyatma, great Punyatma. And here is on the top, Vidharma, for people doing sinful activities and facing a sinful future also after that. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. So you should understand what is karma, what is vikarma, and what is akarma. Akarma can be translated in many ways, but in this context it is talking about an activity which does not have a reaction. And what is that? Here, Narada. Spiritual activities, there is no reaction. Neither punya, neither papa. It is spiritual. And it helps you to win the heart of the Lord and go back to his kingdom. These are devotees doing different kind of activities with no fruit in intention. There are no personal profit in intention. This is Acharya Srila Prabhupada. He constructed around the world 108 temples like this. Beautiful temples of Radha Krishna all around the world. Mostly in America. Because this movement began in America. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, sure to attain the spiritual kingdom of his full contribution of spiritual activities, in his consummation of absolute, that is offered to the same spiritual nature. So some people, the brahmacharis, they offer, sacrifice their hearing process. That's the brahmachari is supposed to do whole day. He should not hear any gramakata, ordinary news of the word. He should be focused on hearing shastra and chanting the name of the Lord. Then he can smile like this. And the grihastha also can be very happy and smile if he controls himself, because grihastha has a lot of opportunity for enjoyment. He has wealth, he has opulence, he has so many facilities, he has to control himself. That is his sacrifice. The goal of both of them to attain spiritual knowledge. It's like Dhruva Maharaj is there doing Sivya Tapasya, Ashtanga Yogi is doing also Sivya Tapasya, some person is offering all his wealth to the Lord, and this Krishna Balaram giving an example, they're studying the Shastra. But the end is realized spiritual knowledge. Because what you're looking for is not academic knowledge, you're looking for realized means perceived knowledge. So this is what this chapter is developing, chapter on transcendent knowledge. And this was a really challenging situation, how the ISKCON began. You can see standing below the tree. This tree, interestingly, in New York, there is a mark on the tree. ISKCON began here. It's even mayor put a plaque on the tree. It's interesting. So this is Tompkins Square Park, and Prabhupada is surrounded by hippies who are sitting there, and Prabhupada is talking to them. The newspaper came there, took the photograph. This is not our, his newspaper took the photograph, and he said, Swami is trying to convince the toughest audience in the world that God exists. And this is how ISKCON began. This is Nanda Maharaj enjoying some yagnas, and he has, you can see cows all around at his palace. Now this chapter talks about how to receive spiritual knowledge. It said tad vidhi pranipatena. If you want to know, vidhi means to know spiritual knowledge, pranipatena, you have to totally surrender, and pariprashnena, you have to have your inquiries and offer seva. Paripatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshanti te jnanam. Then the Lord will reveal all knowledge to you, or the Guru will reveal rather all knowledge to you. Jnanina tattvadashinaha, because he has seen the truth, he will give you the knowledge. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. This is an ISKCON, Prabhupada doing Diksha. He had around 4,000 people like this from different parts of the world. So what is the takeaway here? Guru refers to a spiritual master who take responsibility. It's a very serious business. Guru, not like a teacher today where there is no serious commitment. Guru is a very, very serious commitment. Okay, so even if you are considered the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendent knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. So we can get spiritual knowledge that's symbolized by the movement. This is, you can see Prabhupada on the top here, and we are asking people to come and join the ship, come climb the ship by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. This is Vidura, amazing. Vidura never fought the Mahabharata war. He left. He was civilly insulted by Duryodhana. Duryodhana said, he was talking to Dhritarashtra as always, and he requested Dhritarashtra to reject the advice of Duryodhana to fight the war. He said, you are the king, you can tell him no. If he cannot, you throw him out of the kingdom. Just for that one stupid boy of yours, whole kingdom will be destroyed. So many people will die. He was requesting Dhritarashtra to consider it very seriously. Dhritarashtra was listening. At that time, Duryodhana entered and he heard Vidura talking to Dhritarashtra like this. He got so angry, Duryodhana, as expected. He severely insulted Vidura. Vidura was a very, very respectable person, extremely knowledgeable person. In fact, Vidura's advice to Dhritarashtra is compiled in a book called Vaidurikam. Just like you have Chanakya Niti, his advice is called Vaidurikam, Vidura Niti. Very, very advanced moral instructions. So then Vidura leaves the palace when he's insulted. He can kill him. He can do anything he wants. Actually, Vidura is the incarnation of Yamaraj. And that's a big story how he landed up here. So, but Vidura doesn't want to do anything. He leaves the palace. He said, let me focus on spiritual life. So he comes here and at a place, and he takes shelter of a great sage called Maitreya. And he hears from Maitreya Krishna Katha. And he enjoys and relishes. And therefore, a spiritual knowledge is so beautiful. As a blazing fire turns fiber to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. So all your papa karma is destroyed as you start cultivating spiritual knowledge. Every moment you are reading something of Bhagavad Gita, you're chanting Hare Krishna, tons and tons of papa is burnt and washed away. A faithful man who is dedicated to transcend knowledge, who subdues the senses, is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, quickly attain the supreme spiritual peace. So as you achieve realized spiritual knowledge, you get peace. You can see how much happy the devotee is. It's not artificial, real happiness. And what are there in the hand? Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all these books. One who acts in fact, at my place, 10 Russians stayed. Even now I have one young boy, 10 stayed for 6 months. Very, very sincere devotees. I don't know what is inspiring them. We are preaching all around the world, but why so many of them are taking, we are really surprised in Russia. You see their dress, everything changes. See the tilak on the face, and inside they will be wearing sari. One who acts in devotional service and renounces the fruits of action and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendent knowledge is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. Okay. So, as you develop spiritual knowledge, your all doubts are destroyed, and all the reactions to all kind of karma is destroyed. And last verse of Krishna says to Arjuna, therefore, the doubts which are originated in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight. So this is the last instruction of Krishna to Arjuna, that please, Arjuna, take up a decision and fight this war. Dedicated to the founder of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada. Yes, I've done with this presentation. Now let me see any questions, and then we go to next presentation. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to you for hearing patiently.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have a question.
Yes. So we will take question for say 15-20 minutes. Then we will go to the next presentation. Somebody is interested. That's an advanced presentation, but it's a mind-boggling presentation. Yeah.
Okay. Prabhu, Manu is the son of sun god, or it's a mind son of Brahma?
Vaivasvata Manu. See, it depends. Not all from Vaivasvata Manu comes as the son of Brahma.
Then when it was told that the sun god delivered this transcendental knowledge to Manu, how was it delivered? Because the sun god is always traveling, right? As we read from Ramayana, when Hanuman accepted him as his spiritual master, he kept flying along with the sun god to learn. So
It's a good question. Take care. I'll check up and tell you. No, it's not that poor fellow, is running. He also has life. He's running all the time. Poor fellow. That is Vedic cosmology. That is very advanced.
Okay. If Manu was Brahma, then why the Ikshvaku dynasty is called the Suryavanshi?
The sun god, no? It has come. Why not? Sun comes to Manu. Manu talks to Ikshvaku. That becomes Surya Vamsha, no? Anyway.
Okay. I was thinking is born to sun god. That is why.
Okay. Yeah. Any other question?
Prabhuji,
Brahma.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I had a question in
Yeah.
which, it was a very similar question. I didn't understand the lineage of Manu, Suryadev, Manu, Ikshvaku. How is it connected to Krishna delivering the speech, the Gita to Arjuna? I mean, what's the relation between them?
See, Krishna himself says, no, I taught it to sun god, sun god. See, his point was that the knowledge I gave long time ago, it came on earth some time ago, but knowledge, when I detect, it is lost. That was the point.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Just like you say, you taught something to a friend and he taught to somebody else, and it comes to you after 10 days, something else is being talked about. Hey, I didn't teach this, and it has been changed, it happens. Even though there are systems of, you may develop, just like in a college, the systems are developed of carrying forward the knowledge, training and authorization, correct? In any college, we have that system. But sometimes even with all the systems, which can be distorted. But generally, paramparas take a lot of care to see the knowledge is not they take a care. But over 120 million years ago, something has happened possible.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
Who's the founder of ISKCON?
Who is a yeah, there are so many people. I showed you the picture of him now. Here. He is a personality. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Okay, why don't we show a 2-minute trailer about his life? You'd like to see? Just 2 minutes, it's a trailer. Actually, he has such an amazing personality. He kept himself behind. You see, the name of ISKCON, his name is not there. 90% spiritual organization are on the name of the founder. You can just check. Here, nobody knows him. Everybody knows Hare Krishna movement, everybody knows ISKCON, but a devotee, his character is to behind. He keeps the work forward and he keeps himself behind. But as a duty of the disciple to glorify the spiritual master, I can show you. If time permits, I'll show you. A small 2 minutes trailer. We have some movies made in ISKCON on it. We have a trailer of that. Okay, any other question? Let us focus on the topic today.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
I have a question.
Yes.
I couldn't understand the difference between karma, vikarma, and akarma.
Okay. Karma means good work. Suppose somebody you go and give some help, you give him some food to eat, he's hungry. That is very good work. You can understand? Punya. Karma means punya, good work.
Okay.
Vikarma means you slap somebody, you hurt somebody. That's not good. Papa karma. Vikarma means papa karma. So mostly people are focused on punya and papa in this word, but punya and papa will keep you within this world. But there is another kind of work which is called akarma, which prepares you to go to the God's kingdom. That is akarma, which is neither punya nor papa. Punya is one account, papa is another account, akarma, all the three are different accounts. They don't intersect each other.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
Hello. Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah, please. Who is asking? Anirudh?
Prabhuji?
Yeah, Prabhu, I have a question. Why it was only delivered to sun god? Why? How about other demigods like Indra, Chandra, Varuna?
What is their position?
I mean, why was it not delivered to them, or were they bereft of Gita knowledge?
Were they bereft of Gita knowledge? No, that is not
delivered.
That has not been spoken here. What is spoken here? That Krishna says, I taught it to sun god. Now, how he distributed the knowledge, then you have to check with him. Taken? But Krishna is saying, I taught it to sun god. Now, what is the condition of the devatas? No, all the devatas are the great devotees of the Lord, no doubt. Okay.
So, other question, Prabhu, you said it is in disciplic succession, right? So, if we see in the Bhagavad Gita, from Krishna to Srila Prabhupada, hardly there are 32 representatives. So, how are we supposed to accept or to believe that?
No, these are only the prominent personalities, not all. These are all the most prominent. See, suppose you have to give a list of 300 people, you will take the prominent links out. These are the prominent personalities, Paramamsas, most advanced among those people. Okay?
Okay, Prabhu. The other question, Prabhu, it said that the Krishna is unborn. So are the souls, right? So that means we are also unborn, right?
Yes. Great. You're also unborn. But then you take a material body, but you take a body made of the stool and urine. Krishna doesn't do that. That's the difference between you and Krishna. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu. So if we have to accept the fact, so that means all the souls are of the same age. Is that assumption correct?
Now you don't put your material calculations in it. See, but the reason is your material time and space doesn't apply in the spiritual world. Spiritual world is the word of eternity. Here in this world of birth and death, so we think, okay, we are born on that particular date. No, don't calculate like that.
Because
what
anyway the soul ever existed, right?
Listen. What's the point anyway? Because soul is eternal. So if the age makes you old, then time has a relevance. When the age has no effect on the soul, so it doesn't have any relevance also. No? Suppose you say your soul is 10 days older than me, what? It doesn't make any difference, no? Isn't it? Suppose you are 10 years elder than me, then your form is different, your shape is different, your health is different, isn't it? It doesn't make any sense. So there is no need to bring the soul down on the material platform. Soul is totally on the spiritual platform.
Okay, Prabhu. Prabhu, one more question. When Srila Prabhupada departed, did he authorize any of his disciples to accept disciples? Or are we supposed to accept Srila Prabhupada as our master?
Not here. Discussion is not here. In another forum we'll discuss. Okay? They are just beginning students. Why you are asking questions? You should think about what other people are here. They're just beginning the spiritual life. These questions will not be at this time. Okay? Be sensitive.
Okay, sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Did all the incarnations of Lord Vishnu have spiritual body only?
See, there are 6 kind of incarnations. In today morning class, I explained, Bhagavatam class. There is one incarnation which is called Swamsha. These are all spiritual. Like all the Vishnu Tattva is totally spiritual, But there are some incarnations which are called Shaktavesha, which are empowered, which are Jivas, which are empowered. Like Vedavyasa sometimes is empowered personality. He is not Vishnu, but a Jiva empowered with Jnana. So that is not having spiritual, but it doesn't matter because all for all practical purposes, he is giving all the knowledge. There is no difference for us. We just like even the Acharya is given great respect equal to God. Any temple the Acharya is worshipped. Why? Because he's dedicated his life to preach the message of God, so he's worshipped. Okay? So he is empowered by the Lord. He becomes blessed by the Lord. So there is difference between Vishnu expansion to the Lord and the Jivas which are empowered. So sometimes it may be Jiva which is empowered. There are many examples like that. Just like the 4 sons.
One more, Prabhuji.
Hi, Prabhuji. I have a
4
question.
sons of Brahma. They are the first incarnation listed in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. We know they are not having spiritual body, but they are empowered with spiritual knowledge. So it is accepted and they are blessed, empowered. That is called Shaktavesha Avatara, Purusha Avatara, Manavanta Avatara. Today morning we discussed 6 kind of avatars. But when his Leela avatars are there, the Lord personally is there with his beautiful pastimes.
So, Prabhuji, I want the years and
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Same, both of them.
What is the question?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Are the years 1 year the same?
No, I didn't get. I could not hear.
The years and divine years. Do both these terminologies mean?
No. It says Yuga and Divya Yuga there. Yuga was referring to Kali Yuga, 4,32,000 years. And the set of 4 Yugas together become 10 times the duration of Kali Yuga. That becomes Divya Yuga. So that's why. At least what I presented was Yuga and Divya Yuga. This years and divine years, I don't know. That is another way to look at it. I'm not aware.
So, Prabhuji, I wanted to know, there are so many human beings who are actually very good people.
Yes.
They lead very good lives. And there are so many people who are leading bad lives. Bad lives means according to society norms, they are bad people, doing all wrong things and all. Probably they would have even murdered somebody or things like that. But at the end of the day, sometimes if you see, the good people suffer so much and then they die. Whereas these bad people so easily, one night they're sleeping and they get a heart attack or something like that and they just die. How come? Isn't this very unjust? At least in this Kali Yuga, if they say that this Kali Yuga mein kya hai, what you do, yahan par, you face it here. So if you're bad, then at least you should have a bad death. So people be afraid of doing wrong things. But it's not happening like that, no?
So your desire is that, your desire is that if you were God, if somebody does something wrong, that very moment you will get a tapak, one big slap on his face. No,
that very moment, but old age mein to hona hi hai.
No, see what happens. I tell you one thing. always start in a reverse way than the way you started. When anything comes to me, I look in this way. Krishna is wonderful. Just like a lifted mountain, he is always wonderful. When you start like that, you get an answer from that way. When you start with the fault, then you will see only fault. Okay? Then Krishna will reveal to you how is he wonderful. You have to go with a little faith. If you start with doubt, then you will end up in doubt only.
No, but the thing is, how come, like, what is it that makes these people die easily? Because at the end of the day, we all want to get easy death or probably become one with the God and all. So
not one with God. Become one servant of God, not one with God.
One servant of God. Okay, one servant of God. Maybe I take those words back. So then how, like, what is the justification? Like, how will
now see, this I will take in some other day. This requires me a huge discussion on karma. See, this punya papa, in brief I'll tell you, is like currency. If you have some currency with you, just like you go to America, you may not be earning any more punya, but you are spending that. The moment you finish that, you have to come back. So similarly, the so-called bad person, you're only seeing it. Our problem is, we are seeing him for say 20, 30 years, you have been watching him.
Correct. I got it, Guruji.
You have not stretched it. Yeah, if you stretch it for 2-3 generations or 2 years lifetime, some punya he had, he's not spending that. Don't worry, he's exhausting his punya and he'll get punishment very soon.
Yes, I understand totally.
Like Hiranyakashipu did tremendous punya. When tapasya means punya. See, when you control your senses, you get punya. So he did some punya, and because of punya, Brahma blessed him also, and he came back with punya. But moment it touched Prahlad, all his punya was vanished in the moment. You touch a great devotee like Prahlad or like this Kauravas, so many people, immediately all punya goes away. Then, then everything is finished.
Yes, correct. I understood totally. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji,
I have a
question.
question.
Can you give an example?
Is God
I
formless
have an amazing
or does he has a
presentation.
form?
Amazing presentation today. I don't know. That is mind-boggling presentation. You want to see that, or we keep the question?
Prabhuji, last question. Is God formless or does he has any form? This is always confusing.
Okay. When Krishna was talking to Arjuna, in front of Arjuna, was there some light or some ball of fire, or a person was standing?
Person was standing.
Then, see, you have a form, you have a personality. Your father has a form and personality. Just keep going. Your grandfather had a form. True or not? Is there in a house?
Yes.
The picture of grandfather is some candle or light. There was a person. So Supreme Father is also a person. Imagine how will he feel? How will he feel? Just imagine. You have a son, and his son says, "My father is only a light."
But they say God doesn't have any form. He is omnipresent. He is everywhere. So how do we relate?
Just let team bombers. Okay.
Yeah,
Prabhuji, just a reminder. You said to remind, does God exist?
Oh, did you see that video? Did I show you? Send to you, you people, your group? God on trial.
Very marvelous and fantastic, Prabhuji.
Unimaginable. Beautiful argument, and the energy was emphatic, in that. Yes. Okay. So the question was, is God form or formless? This will be discussed within Arjuna will ask this direct question to Krishna in one of the chapters which is going to come in the higher chapters. This will be chapter number 12. And Krishna, that's a chapter on Bhakti Yoga, just imagine. And the chapter begins after Arjuna was shown Vishwarupa. Now, Vishwarupa is a kind of a power display, more like formless, It's just power display of the Lord. And immediately Arjuna asks question, which is more important? Meditation on you in impersonal way or meditation on you with form and personality. And Krishna says form and personality in bhakta is better. And those are meditating on the avyakta conception of God are simply wasting that. Kleshadikaratesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkha. So he said dukkha and kashta for somebody who is going on a impersonal path. But unfortunate part is India is generally on that path now. Conception of God today in our so-called Hinduism is formless, which is not in the Shastra. And which is true for now every religion. Every religion has now come down. As a personal my study, every religion was quite personal. Father, it's a person. But today everybody has gone into impersonal conception because it's not easy to hold the personal conception of the Lord without the help of an acharya. See, we want to avoid, criminals don't like police, so people want to believe police doesn't exist. So more people are becoming criminals, more they don't like the personal conception of God. They want impersonal conception of God. You see, this comes from an idea, wrong conception, because I tell you why we are making that mistake generally society. We are projecting what we see in this world on God. We projecting ourselves on God. And, and if we see a form, I have a form. And this form gives me only pain, There is some ulcer in the mouth, or there is a pain in the stomach, a back. So if I think about my ultimate moksha and salvation, I think I should not have a form at all. But better it is, I don't have material form. I will have a spiritual form. So people, when they think about God's form, they think God also has a form which gives pain. No, sir. His form doesn't give pain. There is no difference between him and the form. For us, there is difference. Atma is different, body is different. For him, Deha, Dehi, Bheda is not there. Kurma Purana very strongly says, for the Lord, there is no Deha, Dehi difference. He's same. But for us, there is a difference between Deha and Dehi. Deha means the body, Dehi means the possessor of the body, the soul. They are different. So somehow this conception has come. You see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna again and again says, Aham Adivi Devanam, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Matta Parat. He's saying me, mine, me. He's clearly talking about him standing here. Manvanabha, Madhavakto, Madhyaji. He's talking, think about me, worship me. It's very clear. But people say, not unto Krishna, there is something inside Krishna. And they escape a personality in that way. See, the atheist people are better in that way. See, atheist people say there is no God. But this impersonal conception is more dangerous. You know why? So what is your name?
Ramchandra.
Ram. Oh, now you should ask that question. So, Mr. Ramachandra, now just think about this. Suppose I say Ramachandra is not there. Okay, I'm in a sense the Lord Sita Ramchandra is not there. At least I'm being honest that I don't believe in God. Okay? But suppose I take Ramayana and the Shastra and through that I twist the shlokas and I say, actually Ramachandra is there, but he has no head, he has no arms, he has no eyes, he has no mouth, he has no legs. It's doing the same thing, no? I'm negating him in an indirect way. And then two damages happen to the society. Number one, through the Shastra, people become atheist. Through the Shastra. Number one. Number two, it also becomes an offense. Like I say, Ramachandra is there, he doesn't have a mouth. That means he is, Gunga. He doesn't have eyes, means he is Andha. He doesn't have ears, means, what do you say? Behra. So if I say somebody, hey, Gunge, Behre, Langade, it is insult. So it's his worship. Prabhupada says when they throw flowers on God, oh God, you have no head, you have no arms. It's as good as throwing stones. You are insulting him. Hey, Gunge, hey, Behre, Lule, hey, Langade. This is worship or insult. So we know with the tilak, actually, if you're intelligent, I tell you something. With tilak, you can know is he personalist or impersonalist. There are two kinds of philosophers in India. Just with tilak. This also tilak is our sampradaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sampradaya. Even Vaishnava tilak has different angles. With that, you can know even more. She sampradaya will be like this, correct? But all Vaishnava tilak will be left straight because it represents the lotus feet of the Lord. We keep, because we are his servants, we keep his feet on our head. So you know what he'll say. But Tilak itself, you should know what he will say. If you're intelligent, he will not accept him personal. That is, but it's
Prabhu,
not that I'm. Yeah.
Does soul have a form or that is also formless?
Your questions are very advanced, Anirudh. Very advanced. See, first understand the conception wise. See, I'm able to see this shirt has a form because my hand has a form. Correct? True.
Yes.
Similar, if the concept of the form is not there in the soul, then how can the body have a form? Correct. But what form it is having now, what is its shape? But actually, when it enters, you go back to the spiritual world. At that time, you take form, exact form, which is for service to Krishna. Because you and the form will not be different in the spiritual world. The form is made of Sachidananda, not made of blood, stool, and urine. Spiritual form. And eternally, in that form, you will serve the Lord. Like your Krishna's father, you will become one like Nanda Maharaj, and you will have Krishna with you. It's not that he's busy with Nanda Maharaj, so you cannot see him. No, he's available at all the fathers, and you will be playing with him with so much happiness and ecstasy eternally. True? So eternally you get that form, depending on the mood you have. So in this world, the Shastra calculates that we have very small, minute shape, 10,000 part the tip of the hair. Keshagra shatabhagasya shatadha kalpitasya cha jiva bhut. This is, there are two shlokas which talk about this, that the space the soul occupies in a body, it 10,000 part the tip of the hair. Kesha agra shatabhagasya. Kesha means the hair. You also have every hair. Not the cross section of the hair. Go to the tip of the hair. Keshagra shatabhagasya shatadha kalpitasya. That is very, very small. Angstrom. And even matter, we don't see matter in angstroms today. We are not able to see. But even if tomorrow develop a technology to see things in angstrom or even below, still you cannot see the soul, because soul is totally anti-material. You see a photon, how do you see? Photon has to go hit something and come back. It will not come back, no, it will go through. You put in a gravitational, any field, magnetic field, it will not respond to it. So there is no way you can ever see the soul. But still the space, just like Krishna when he came to this world in a spiritual form, still he occupied some, he was visibly showing some form. So similarly, the soul also has a shape, also has a form, but presently it is extremely small. That much information I know. Okay, any other question?
Thank you.
Are you sharing screen?
Prabhuji, can you share a shloka number of Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya?
You want to ask a question from that, I think. Hannah? All intelligent boys.
Prabhuji?
I'm bringing.
Can you say?
Give me 1 minute. Yes, you got it?
Yes, got it.
Okay, thank you. Chalo, so you want to see the presentation, or you are exhausted by now?
Prabhuji,
No, sir,
can
please
you
continue
say the
the
shloka
presentation.
number of Yada Yada Hi
Prabhuji, we want to see
Dharmasya?
the presentation.
Please show the
It's
presentation.
Yes.
Chalo, no, let's go.
Presentation, Prabhuji. Please show the presentation, sir.
Chalo, let us try. It's a beautiful presentation, which I say ways of receiving knowledge. The conclusion of the presentation you have to keep think for many days, because this is too deep. The conclusion is very deep. It will make you think for many days. Oh, not this one. Yesterday it became too detailed, this mind control, and I kept started running. I should have just shown 2-3 techniques. Everybody can see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
This is
Prabhuji.
interesting. For those children are there, you also, a lot of fun is coming for you children, but sometimes when I speak some philosophy, you may feel a little difficult. Don't bother, just wait, some fun is coming. Science itself requires faith. We don't know our logic is correct. I don't know whether you are there. You don't know whether I am there. We may just be imagining all this, you see. I have faith that the world is what it seems like, that I believe you are there. I can't prove it from any fundamental point of view. Yet I have to accept the framework in which to operate. The idea that religion is faith, science is knowledge, is quite wrong. It misses the actual basis of science, which is faith. We scientists believe in the existence of the external world and validity of our logic. We feel quite comfortable about it. Nevertheless, these are acts of faith. We can't prove them. Can you believe what he said? And actually, this statement, all words, he has not taken some 5 packs of liquor and he's speaking, he's speaking some sense. There is a reason he's speaking. But you got it? You are able to appreciate the point? Actually, science is based on faith. Science is also, I tell you something even more simple for you to understand. Science is based on certain axioms. Axioms are not proven. Some assumptions. And this kind of talk, which is so much in the society, that religion is faith and science is knowledge, is totally a joke actually. It's reverse rather. But today, isn't it? You say you attend Gita class. Yeah, you believe in all this because I believe in it. Many times we are also not sure. And I put some trust in it. I remember once I went to meet my some friend. I said, do you chant Hare Krishna? Yeah, we believe in God. I said, what is God? It's vague. So people don't really explore more. They say believe, but something vague, humbug, no clarity. But in scientists also are having a lot of unclarity, total unclarity. And faith is, they are strongly based on various assumptions. And I feel personally, because trying to bring science and spirituality together, I felt the biggest assumption the science is having, which is wrong. They say that fundamental laws are so simple, it will come inside an equation. This is destroying science, this silly assumption. Why everything has to come inside an equation? Why? Let the truth stand the way truth is. Why you're forcing truth to come inside an equation? Correct? Just like you today attended the class, it was your free will. It cannot be mathematically calculated. So therefore, in science, soul or God will never come inside any equation. I don't know why they have this silly habit. Everything should come inside their equation. What's so exotic about their, two-line equations? I don't know. So much they have got blind into that. It's an axiom. They have put an axiom in science. Fundamental laws are very simple. There's a faith. It's faith. Why it has to be simple? Consciousness is not simple. It is very complicated. Correct? Isn't it? But they cannot. They know everything they want to put inside in an equation. They cannot do that. It's not logical. Why you're forcing truth? It's like, वो हथकड़ी लगा के बैठे हुए हैं ये लोग. हथकड़ी लगा के बैठोगे तो क्या देखोगे? एक पिंजरे के अंदर बंद कर दिया अपने को. They made an assumption. Just like if I lose my key and I only see where there is a light, that's foolishness. It may be anywhere at a loss. Maybe it's lying on some part of the road where there is no light. No. It is only I believe my key is where there is a lamp post. Why you are assuming? Let it be where it is. So truth will not be forced by you. Truth will stand as it is. And by this kind of assumptions, actually science is getting itself away from the real truth. And to this day, 300 years, it has not been able to make society happy. It has been able to give some maybe sukha to the body, some comforts to the body. But science has failed, miserably failed, to give any peace of mind to people and forget about happiness to the soul. Isn't it true?
Yes.
So anyway, chalo, let us continue. In fact, when I go first time to the colleges, I talk about global warming. And that's a big fun. Whole class is with me. That we need a solution now. And I tell science doesn't have solution. So then we look for a solution. We go to the study of consciousness. That's why I showed you the 18 reasons. I show after that. And people get very. So let us go to this presentation, gaining knowledge. There are terms comes in, which is English called epistemology. How do I know what I know? No, this can be very elaborately studied by Gautama as pramana. What kind of pramana? But here at least simple epistemology. How do I know what we know? So 3 ways I can know things. Either I can know by pratyaksha, I see something and I agree. My anumana is like I assume on hypothesis. Like today you didn't come for class and you imagine that the class was there, but it's quite not an invalid assumption because 3 days you have been seeing class was there. Anumana means hypothesis. You hear some sound, you corroborate to something which you know. And descending process is that you're hearing from an authority. Now, outside itself, I'm telling you, Science is mainly based on prataksha and anumana, ascending process. Theta, sine theta, tan theta, integral equation, your Schrodinger equation, like what it did in college. And Vedas are descending process. It gives us an attempt to understand the truth by prataksha. It says it will not be possible. Not that it ignores ascending, but it predominantly takes benefit of descending process of knowledge. And science is predominantly ascending. They say we don't believe anything until I see. So that is ascending process. Let us now analyze this thing. Prataksha means direct sense perception. Anumana means theories based on your previous experience, some evidence, past evidence. And Shabda means hearing from a bona fide authority. Why do the Vedas right in the beginning in analysis itself? Both are searching for truth. Science is searching for truth, Vedas is searching for truth. Their conclusion are totally opposite end. Like somebody said, impersonal science has gone to the field saying final truth is some energy. I remember I was debating with some atheists some time ago. They said, no, you can take, I said, at least define God. So I said, what is God? I said, God means the original source. So I said, please explain also. No, God for us is random chance. So something you believe. Okay. But Prataksha Pramana has some problems. Your face itself in the mirror is inverted. You believe in eye seeing. See, watch now. Look at the stick. It is turned when you put it. So seeing this, the sages said, forget it. We are not perfect to get perfect information from this world. We are presently in a body which cheats us. Our senses which give us wrong information. Scientists are proud, even with the limited senses they think they can acquire, and the limited mind to process it, they think they can acquire perfect knowledge. We cannot acquire absolute knowledge with material senses. Why? There is a reason, because of 4 defects. The most important defect is our senses are imperfect. We easily get into illusion.
Yes.
We make mistakes. We all done to come out of examination hall with a small mistake. Every day we make a mistake. And cheating propensity. We are perfect cheat when we get a chance. Being part of academic in the colleges. Recently I was seeing in YouTube, lot of videos are coming, how to cheat in a webinar exam. Because all colleges are, already videos are started, how to cheat in that. Even examination started or not, people are learning how to do that. So cheating, propensity. These 4 things are part and parcel. So if somebody gives you information from Pratyaksh Praman, you have to check that these 4 things are not spoiled it. So you cannot actually put your 100% faith on something coming from Pratyaksh Praman because of these reasons. Number 1, our eyes are blind outside a particular range. Our ears are deaf beyond a particular. Therefore, you have heard about the dog's whistle. Only dogs can hear. You cannot hear. Tendency to be illusion. Our ears cannot distinguish between hissing of a cooker and a train. Tongue. We eat orange after sugar, it looks sour. We eat orange after lemon, it looks sweet. So we are so proud of our perception, but our perception becomes easily illusion. Okay. Now, skin. With the water touched with warm hand appears cool, water touched with cold hand appears warm. Sometimes it does happen. We are having a fever, somebody comes to touch with his hand, he's actually hot. I said, no fever. Actually, we are having fever, so we can't. Okay, some fun. I told youngsters to wear, children to wear. There are some optical illusions for them. How old is this lady? Can you see a young woman here?
Hear you, Prabhu. It's muted.
We can see you.
Yeah, it's audible now.
Okay, can you see the old lady here? Anybody? See, you see what you want to see. Most of you saw the old lady also. Okay, good.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, how many pillars are there? Is it circular pillars or rectangular pillars?
Circular.
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 It's square.
Rectangular.
Square pillar or
Rectangular.
See how
rectangular pillars, Prabhuji.
Okay, can you see this?
3 pillars are there.
Yes.
No.
Is the screen shaking?
Yes.
Oh, it is not shaking.
No, Prabhuji.
Now, the circle of the same size or size?
Yes.
Please, please, yes.
Yes.
Okay. See, actually, they are of the same size, but the left side looks bigger. Is a big head there or one man and a girl?
A man and a girl. A man and a girl.
And a girl.
And a girl.
Okay, how many legs does elephant have?
Four.
Seen there. Five I can see here.
Four.
Oh, these lines are parallel or they are not parallel?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 legs.
Parallel.
They're parallel. They're not parallel, Guruji.
Oh, they are parallel. But see, illusion, it looks there.
They are parallel, Prabhuji.
Okay, this is shaking. This picture is shaking.
Yes.
It is not shaking.
Yes.
It is
Yes,
not shaking.
Guruji. It is not shaking, Prabhuji.
No, it's
See, I
not.
have not,
It's shaking, Guruji.
see, I have not put a video. It's a picture. How it can shake?
It's shaking.
Prabhuji, can you please stop the noise?
Not shaking.
Yes, like that.
नाच में ले जा नाच.
Who is putting a tape in the background? See, I have not come to my main conclusion. Who is that? Kavalle Ganesh? Somebody? Take care. Anybody? Background, don't put a tape here. Take care. Okay, so it is shaking. Actually, you see, this is just a photo, no? There's no video in it, isn't it? You can see. So point is that we so easily get into, so many I can bring even better, you can correct. So many optical illusions to get into. So we get into illusion, we make mistake. Number 3, first is our senses are limited, we get into illusion, then we make mistakes. Stars are considered pinpricks on a crystal globe at a particular time. Electricity was considered a fluid. Brain was considered a place to cool the blood. See, now we made computers, we think brain is a computer. Previously, there was no idea like that. We thought brain is a place to cool the blood. That was the idea in science. 4th, cheating propensity. This man did something unimaginable. What he did, I show you in the picture. He took the lower part, the jaw of a man from his lab, and then took the skull of an ape from, lying in a specimen. He's a paleontologist who study skeletons, old skeleton. Then after that, he combined them and went to a remote place in England and put it in the ground inside. And after a few days, went to the team searching for evidence of past, civilizations in England, started digging there, right in the same place. And with the team, suddenly, we found a skull, which is half man, half ape. And he got celebrated around the world. 500 people got PhD studying the skull. See what is PhD now. And you can see him, he enjoyed life. For 1912, he did that joke. And he traveled all around the world. He was honored with all the universities. So say 40-year-old means he was 70-year-old, something like that. After he was still alive at that time. They made a new technology in 1953 to exactly determine the age of a skull. Because this was the biggest discovery in paleontology, first they wanted to apply on this. So they studied it so that take the exact age out. They were in for a shock. The age of the skull below and the head above was different. Jaw and the skull age was different. Then they confronted him. What is this? He said, I'm sorry, I made it up. So cheating is there. Even scientists cheat sometimes. So point is, when the knowledge has been spoiled by 4 things, imperfect senses, illusion, cheating propensity, and now making mistake, what is the value of that knowledge? Therefore, Shastra says, keep it aside. They don't give predominant value. First value they give to Shabda Praman, and they corroborate that later by Pratyaksha Praman. But scientists go reverse. They give highest value to Pratyaksha Praman, and they proceed in that way. Anuman Praman, hypothesis on the knowledge acquired by direct perception. Anuman, perhaps it is like this, maybe it is like that. And Shabda Praman means hearing from an authority. So Vedas are focused on, therefore Vedas are called Shruti, hearing from an authority. Now, why? Why do the Vedas do that? They have one very important reason. We're living in a coastal Karnataka. That's where I stay, Mangalore. You're all welcome here. We have a guest house also for you, but provided you can travel now, you cannot travel anywhere, 14-day quarantine. So then, it's a small place in Karnataka. Karnataka is a small part of India. India is a part of the world. And Earth is a small part of this solar system. Is 6 into 10 to the power of 21 kg, one of the many planets. And going around sun, which is 1400,000 times bigger than the Earth. Now look at the Earth in comparison to smaller planets. Now look at when you bring Jupiter, look at the size of the Earth, so small. You bring sun now, where is the Earth? You can't even see a point. And in this point, somewhere you are there. We are where we will be in that point, not even dot. And if you could see the Milky Way or the galaxy, then even Earth is not visible. What is the point I'm trying to bring? How can you understand God when you are so small? Who is the creator? Where is the conception of God? Who is the creator, maintainer of unlimited universes like this, beyond this gigantic manifestation? All methods of acquiring knowledge can be inductive and deductive. Receiving. So receiving will work. Why? I tell you why. An ant living in the corner of the classroom, can he know about the discussion we are having? Can it understand? What are the wars going on? Forgive me for that picture of the president. I forgot to change. This presentation is there for a long time. So, ant cannot understand all this. What is this coronavirus they're all talking about? Ant can't understand what. So, but if you ascending process, forget it. But if you can help it, maybe you can understand the language of the ant. They do have some language they communicate. Maybe some information you can give if you can figure out that. On its own, forget it. It cannot understand. So the Vedas say, therefore, because the ant is so small, too small, we are also too small. Somewhat, I think the pride has come. We can understand what we can understand. So how can I go about understanding God who's created an infinite universe? We have no choice but to accept the descending process of acquiring knowledge. This is the conclusion of the Vedas, and they shift to Shabda Pramana, and they don't take Pratyaksha Pramana as the primary means for receiving knowledge. Accept an authority and learn the truth by inquiring submissively. This is the Vedic process. Locate an authority who's qualified. Now comes the next question. Principle of Guru Sadhu Shastra, and I'll end here. This is unimaginable concept, because Pratyaksha Pramana, I understood there can be mistake. Even a Shabda Pramana can be mistake. You go to somebody, you say, what is God? He may tell you wrong. So how do you know? So there is a principle of Guru Sadhu Shastra you should apply to see that the knowledge is perfect and it is utilized. Say I have kidney stone problem, I have pain in my stomach, terrible pain in my stomach. So I choose which medical system I will take advantage. Say I choose allopathy. And I go to the doctor. What the doctor will do? He will do a scan first, and he will say your stone is 25 millimeter in size. If we don't do some intervention, laser therapy or some surgery, you may lose your kidney. Please go immediately for an operation. And you are having unbearable pain. I heard it's like snake when it swallows a big animal something. Like that, the veins in the kidney, that big stone goes through, scratching and breaking, tearing the whole vein. It's very painful, I heard. So then you are in unimaginable pain, crying in pain, it's writhing in pain. That's your condition. And you still, who wants to go for operation? People want to have a second opinion. So they take the scan and they immediately send it, email it to your family doctor. Please tell me, these are the scans which had come. Doctor is advising me a surgery. So Guru, that becomes next person, Sadhu. Guru means he's qualified, certified, trained in that field. Any bona fide field have three people. Any field of knowledge will have three people, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Next is Sadhu, other experts or maybe Nobel laureates in the field, some big expert Sadhu. What does he say? He also looks at it. Oh, please don't wait. It's dangerous. Don't wait. Why you're delaying? Still you say, okay, wait, let me go. You go to the computer and type kidney stone and you study some university, good websites. What do they say about kidney stone? 25 millimeter, immediate operation. So Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, all the three have confirmed, and you are in unbearable pain. You cannot wait. If even after confirmation in any respectable field of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, you are waiting, that is called skeptic. You are a doubter. It's a disease. And if you do not consult Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, like I'm in pain, I call up my friend, who is a cloth merchant, and I say, what do you say? Yeah, my lot of paining, and he gives some funny solution, and you will follow that. He has no authority on the field, and you follow. That's called blind faith. Who don't care for Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and somebody rejects the Guru, who doesn't care, doesn't even look at their advice, and somebody hears the advice and still keeps doubting, that is skeptic. Skeptic and blind faith are two opposite considerations. In between comes called practical faith. Okay, if these three are correct, I'll do the operation. What happened after the operation? The pain is over. Faith is confirmed. So practical faith is not the whole life, it will be practical. Very soon it becomes confirmed. Therefore, this picture is coming of Dr. Frog here. This Dr. Frog on the right, he was born in that well, small well. And within the well, he has spent his whole life. He has got doctorate and PhD degree in that well, and specs also. Suddenly one day, one frog falls on the ocean. He's a traveler, traveling shoes and traveling bag. He tells you about the ocean. And this frog can't believe it. He says, how big is the ocean? Twice my well. So what to tell this fellow? Twice my well. He has a very small well to compare. This is called in Shastra, Kupa Manduka Nyaya, logic of the frog in the well. So we should take practical faith and proceed in spiritual life. Just like I requested everybody chant Hare Krishna. Just check whether the acharyas say like this, whether great saints in the Hindu history said like this, whether Shastra says like that, and proceed. Don't doubt. Don't delay, don't doubt. Okay, this is the principle. Anything, if I say anything, you have liberty. Sir, can you give me Shastra Pramana for that? I'll give you immediately. Okay, any other question? Don't you find it interesting? It has very serious repercussions on spiritual life. Because spiritual life only grows when you start acting on the principle of Guru Sadhu Shastra.
Prabhuji, how do we build positive karma?
How do
we build positive karma?
How do you build positive karma? Means good karma.
Right.
You want a lot of currency to enjoy? See, the point is good. You're a punyatma. It is good to do good work. There is a story given in the Shastra warning against this by Niga. Niga was a king who was very pious. Just like you're thinking of doing positive karma, he was also always doing a lot of charity to very qualified brahmanas. Not like birth brahmanas, very qualified, saintly people. He was giving some help because they are busy in teaching Krishna consciousness. So let me give some help so you don't have to bother about where they will get food. So okay, very pious soul. But then what happened was one day one cow from one of the brahmanas ran and came back to his stock of cows. Another brahmana came, he gave that cow to him. Both brahmanas after a few days came and started fighting. This is my cow, this is my cow, this is my cow, this is my cow. And at the end of the whole commotion, confusion, he got cursed, and next day he became a lizard. So this incident is listed that as much as try this word, it is very difficult to be just a punyatma. Something you will walk, you'll stamp on a hand. Unknowingly, you'll make an offense and kill somebody. So I think the better plan is to do spiritual karma, akarma, instead of planning punya. Spiritual credits. Punya, papa, it's like the two sides. Yeah, okay. Does it make sense? It is very difficult. It is very difficult to be punyatma in this world because little carelessness, papa, does happen. So let us focus on going back to the kingdom of God. Then see, what is the goal anyway to do punya? I'll get A class jail instead of C class jail. One chapati will be extra. Some, maybe every day they give me some soft drink, some ghee, some nice bed sheet. But we should know the inconvenience I am having here. Soul is eternal, it is trapped in a temporary body. Soul is full of knowledge, it is sitting in a place of full of ignorance. Soul is full of happiness and is sitting in a body which is miserable. It's unnecessarily we are stuck in this difficult position. So Shastra says, get out of this place. Not that we shift from C class jail to A class jail with punya. Karma kanda, jnana kanda, kevala vishera bhanda. This is Acharya say that. With these plans of doing karma to improve our position in this world, they say it's all pot of poison, very attractive. Yamimam pushpitam vacham. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, which I ignored, I didn't tell you that. These are very flowery words of the Veda. Arjuna, don't talk about them. Very dangerous. You will don't be distracted because there are so many instructions in the Veda. As you do this, you will go to this heaven. In fact, many religions today, they talk only of heaven only. Nobody talks about kingdom of God. I don't hear people talking about Vaikuntha, or even they have a conception that Vaikuntha is different from heaven. Heaven is only A class jail. Yes, any other question?
Serving the people, like the way you guide to the people, like sharing the knowledge of God, that comes a part of positive karma, right?
See, the punya and karma is different. Punya means it's just like Arjuna was saying, compassion, material punya. But spiritual help is different. Say, I am hungry, you give me food. That's definitely emergency is there, you should help me, give me food. Generally, it is good to give him prasadam, so that see, if somebody is hungry, end of the day, there is some karma also, no? Why is he hungry? Correct. God is the maintainer. Why is he in difficulty? Why is he in shortage? At the same time, we should be very compassionate. Not that, oh, he did some bad karma, so therefore he is very poor now, let him suffer. No. Devotee is not like that. Devotee will be very compassionate. But he is knowledgeable. Because he knows when he takes prasadam, the karma is also destroyed. Because prasadam, or today we heard about the transcendental knowledge. Suppose he hears Bhagavad Gita, all his papa karma is getting destroyed even without knowing. Even without knowing. You say the karmas are stored and like seedling, they're waiting to sprout. But when you are doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, all the karma like crows run away. Suppose you go sit below a tree and you say like that, you say Hare, all will happen when you clap, all the birds fly away or not? All the crows will fly away. No karma, you will become totally liberated. So better always to do spiritual activity. Material activity, there is danger.
So it's all about like dedicated, connected to the Supreme Soul.
Who?
Like the God. Like we should always connect it through our prayers.
Yagnatar karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Every activity should be done for the pleasure of the Lord, otherwise it will bind you to this word. Yagnartar karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhanaha. Krishna said, do everything for the Lord's pleasure, otherwise you'll be bound in this word. Yes. Hare Krishna. You have any question? Sahasra.
Prabhuji, I have. In one of your presentation, you have mentioned about the yogi's transcendental knowledge about some eightfold mysticism. Can you elaborate on that?
You want that, huh? Somebody is asking about punya, somebody wants siddhi. This is called, you know what? Yoga bhrashta. On the path of yoga, you are climbing a mountain. Your objective is to take darshan of Balaji. True. So when you are walking on the steps of Tirupati, you get good health, fresh air. Such nice air. Arey Baba, that's not your objective. That's byproduct. So when you are practicing your bhakti to the Lord, don't worry, you will get all the siddhis. But what I'm scared is your attraction for that. Then you become yoga bhrashta. It's like somebody can walk on water, will come to society. See, I'm walking in water. I become God now. And the people, innocent people will follow him. That's called yoga bhrashta, lost on the path of perfection.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You have any question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Vibhore
Yes,
Sharma.
Prabhu. You taught Rudra Sampradaya, you said it was being spreaded by some Vishnu Swami. Was it not Sankaracharya, Prabhu?
No, Vishnu Swami. No. Shankaracharya is not in that four list. Vishnu Swami belongs to Rudra Sampradaya. It's a Vaishnava Sampradaya. And in that, Vallabhacharya in Gujarat today, it belongs to the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. It's the most prominent face of Rudra Sampradaya on earth.
Okay. Then how about Shankaracharya? What sampradaya that belongs to, Prabhu?
That is different. That is Advaita Tattva. Impersonal, what I was talking. By Tilak, I am not impersonal, personal. Shankaracharya had a great contribution to India. Unimagined. I think yesterday night I explained that already. The great contribution. He saved the Sanatana Dharma. Okay, any other question?
So he does not belong to any authorized sampradaya, Prabhu?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
you talked about heaven and Vaikuntha Lok. So, if you see the Vishnu Purana and other, Shastras, it's also, emphasized that Vishnu Puran about Vaikuntha and Shivlok and other. So, how we understand all these, concepts, the difference between the heaven, then Vaikuntha Lok or Swarga Lok or Shiv Lok. So how it makes difference actually? What exactly is difference?
Here it is. I didn't show you this yesterday. Everything is here in this picture.
No.
Okay. Can you see now? You want it? Actually, there I can give you a link.
Prabhuji.
You can see now, it's beautiful. Very beautiful, detailed description is there. It takes time. Actually, in brief, I can do now, 5-10 minutes. But if you also elaborate, there is one, this is called Goloka chart, a chart about the whole universe that you're saying, because you want to see physically black and white, where is what. So, because why ISKCON has gone detail into this, reason is this, I tell you. We are building the Vedic planetarium and spending around 1,000 crores at TOVP. If you put on the net, TOVP, Temple of Vedic Planetarium, you see there are many beautiful things in the Shastra. Many beautiful things. Like that day we saw about development of the child in the womb. It was mind-boggling. Hannah, I think you are also there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So our Acharya wanted to show something to this, because see, today, be realistic. This world today is a world of science. We are not the authorities anymore. At one time, sages were the authorities. But let us be realistic. What is the public opinion? Public goes for the science today. Anything scientist says, that is pramana, isn't it? That is evidence. Now, our Acharya had a desire to combine science and spirituality. He wanted the scientists should recognize what the work of the Vedas is. If they recognize, then the whole world will follow, isn't it? If the scientists say this is amazing. So he therefore put on all the energy together of the devotees, and he said, build a temple of Vedic planetarium. You can see this person on the right. Can you see Tilak on his face? You know who is he? He is Henry Ford's grandson, the biggest donor to this project. He is a disciple of Prabhupada. And he said, all of you put your energy and get this temple into being. Okay, so therefore this temple is coming up there. I just showed you, this was from the page. If you go to home page, yeah, you will slowly see it coming up. Amazing it is. This is a project where you're building the Vedic planetarium. All your questions
really
will be
appreciate, Prabhuji, for you to please share this with us in the WhatsApp group, please. Thank you.
Or the link of this? Yeah,
please,
I'll do
yes,
that.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Oh,
yes,
I wish to take all of you once. Look at the deities. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's so beautiful, the deities of the temple there. We have a temporary structure there. Unbelievably beautiful deities are there, unbelievably. You see, I'll just show you some pictures. Look at this. This is a project almost done. Can you see that there's painting is remaining outside? This is the largest dome in the world. The temple, the whole structure is also the largest ever built place of worship.
You're not sharing, Prabhu, the picture you're talking.
No, it will come
No,
slowly.
we can see, Prabhuji. It is very much, we can see.
See, it's all in the banks of Ganges. Can you see this? Ganga is all around the place. It was in a very soft sand. And why we chose this place? Because it's the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, because which is significant for ISKCON, because ISKCON is Lord Chaitanya's movement. And see the amazing pictures of that place. Oh, this is the structure inside. Each floor is few lakh square feet. So huge it is. It's big work. We spend a lot of money, a lot of time, and almost it's a whole city has come all around it, this temple, because devotees have shifted. Already 5,000 devotees are living, and by the time temple comes up, maybe 50,000 devotees who want to live there, because we know what is going to happen when it opens up. They believe, and our Acharya Prabhupada wanted people should get experience of seeing thousands of wonderful devotees. That will also be even more important than just structures. So anyway, so it's a big vision, and this was his desire. Before he left the world, he said, develop it. What was the idea? He said, this temple will be called Temple of Vedic Planetarium. He didn't name it Radha Krishna Temple, Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So inside the temple, what you're asking me will be shown in 3-dimensional. And they have been working on that for many years. They went to practically all the big sampradayas in India, sat with them, what are the structural universe they are having and understood, and what we have in our own sampradaya, and understood the things in quite detail, and they're going to show it, which will be a unique contribution. And interesting thing is that when the appreciation for this comes from the, from the scientist of the Vedic cosmology, and so bold it is, spending so much money to show it's a planetarium. Well, inside, if you go and look above, you will see exactly the same thing that is outside, planetarium. But the reality is, it is not moving the way science knows about it. It is moving the way Vedas talk about it. Like somebody is mentioning, Surya, he doesn't get time, he is on his chariot, like that. It's on the Vedic cosmology. But this will be interesting because the result is same. And the distances between different planets and all are astonishingly correct by 99%, what the Vedas say. A few days ago, I showed you about the child development in the womb. It's there in Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 31st chapter. So similarly, the discussion of universe lies in 5th canto. Now, people will read the Vedas after that whole world, word by word, like you read, if physics. It will be taken like evidence. Oh, it is spoken in Bhagavatam. People in the whole world will read. That is our desire. So somewhere they have to begin. No, somewhere they have to connect to the Vedas. What we should take from the Vedas so they get very interested. That is the desire of the Acharya. That the whole world one day should read these books. Interesting. We are going ahead boldly.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. That's really a wonderful thing to we missed this, and I wish I should be there.
We will
once
go,
in
go.
at least
Actually,
in my lifetime.
We go every year there, but this year we cannot go because situation. So beautiful. Mayapur.
Goloka chart.
Yeah, this is the Goloka chart. Do you have any questions on that?
Is it possible to share for us to read?
Yeah, I shared. See what I can do. Okay, if I make PDF, then I think it will not compress in size, no? Isn't it? If you say JPJ, then WhatsApp will compress it, isn't it? So the PDF I'll put in the
PDF
WhatsApp.
is much better version. No, PDF is much better.
Or you can write mail to me, namadas@gmail. I'll show there it will not be compressed. Or I'll put my name is Nama Nishtha Das. Nam Das. NAMADAS. That's my email.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay, so we close today.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, as you shared the God on trial, like that, if you have more such thought-provoking video or audio, could you please share it in the group, Prabhu?
Yeah. You liked it, Anirudh?
It was very nice, Prabhu.
Very nice. Very touching. Oh my God, the voice is so clear, Sometimes I learn
lost as well.
And so much vocabulary I learned from that, state. Yes, Hare Krishna. Anybody has any other question?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I have one question. What exactly is meant by spiritual life?
What is meant by?
Spiritual life. So how do
Okay,
kids or the
just
adolescent or teens live a spiritual life? For them, what it means and how do they uh,
for
live this
whom?
spiritual life?
For whom the spiritual life? For us or for somebody?
For us, or maybe for the kids, for the teens, what exactly it means, spiritual life? How do they inculcate that in their daily life?
See, the children's as depends on the age. The very small children's are very easy to teach. You know, when I go to schools, every line they just repeat it. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord, they repeat, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. It is so easy to teach them. They're like sponge, they just absorb anything you throw. Isn't it? In fact, when you do kirtan with them in dancing on the stage, they run towards the stage. They're no shyness. They run and they also want to dance with us. So many times you have seen. They're the easiest. You pay obeisance to the Lord, they pay obeisance behind you. They just imitate everything anybody is doing. So that's the nicest age. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram Acharit Pragno. Child is very, very fortunate if he has a father who takes him towards God. And it says, Pita nasasya, janani sasya, guru nasasya. There is a shloka from the Shastra that says, don't become father, mother, guru if you cannot deliver your dependents. So we have a great responsibility. We should thank the Lord. My Lord, you're so kind. You send a wonderful soul to me. Now give me blessings so that I can lead him back to your lotus feet. It's a big responsibility you take actually when you have a child. Very big responsibility. Mostly we focus about material responsibility, but you should remember also that even animals take care of that part. But to real responsibility is make him a wonderful gentleman, a good citizen of the country. But even higher than that will be make him a great devotee of the Lord. That's the highest. It is said a good son can deliver many generations. And it's a great pleasure, no? So how do we lead them on this path? Children can be engaged very easily in something. You can have, first thing that we can have a practices. Many times parents are interested, the children take up spiritual life, but they take no interest. And we meet them. Do you have some, some stories for children's? They think, oh, spiritual life is some. Do you think you go to a university? You say, do you have physics for children? Is it a joke or what? Is a serious subject matter? Maybe they can be introduced, but I don't think that the whole thing can be taught to them. They are so small. Their philosophy capacity is very less. In fact, when you go to schools and we talk about the soul, they get big sleep, yawn. So we are not the body is changing. We engage in some games, some stories. We have to tell them the stories and make them engage in some games. A different way we have to be engaged. We have a lot of material. Maybe I can, if you write to me, I can send you some link. You can source material at your place only, and you can use it.
We have a question to ask Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Please share in the group as well, Prabhu.
Can we have a checklist, Prabhuji, or age-wise?
Prabhuji, for the benefit of everyone, could you please share your email ID in the group?
Okay, I do that. I'll do that. I'll do that now only. I think we are two groups now, 1 and 2 of 7 p.m. English 7 p.m. 1. My email ID is easy, Nam Das, Namas. My name is Nishtha Das. See, all of you can see on the top, my name is Nishtha Das. My email is first and the last, NAMADAS@gmail. Namadas@gmail. I was lucky to get that.
We have a question to ask Prabhuji.
We close now, 9:06.
We have a question to ask. Can I just interpolate?
Guruji?
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can we have a checklist, Prabhuji, of things to be done by children, age-wise?
Yeah. You can. I will share my email ID. You say whatever material I have shared with you. So we are Gita 18 July 1 English. Oh, Gita 7 p.m. English 1. That's how we are. Oh.
Hello. Prabhuji, can we have a checklist of Prabhuji, I have a question to ask.
Yeah, sir. Please.
Sir, can we have a checklist of things to be done by children, age-wise? group-wise rather, which they must do in order to be spiritual throughout their life?
Actually, I have two people who are specialists in children teaching, and I have made two groups for them. They are having 200, 300 children with them now. In the first few days, oh my God, 2 days they struggled because children are so playful. They were all the time muting the teachers. And now it is
if we have a checklist and we share with us, we can just teach them at home if possible. That's why.
What is it? 20?
We have a checklist of things to be done by children, age-wise.
Okay. We have made books. ISKCON has made books. Age, class 1, class 2, every class different books for them to study. We have made. It has been done by our daily ISKCON and also one unit in ISKCON. I'll send you the links of that. Yes.
Prabhuji, what about the address?
Address of what?
Prabhuji, can you put those links in the group over here? I'm talking about the books.
Yeah, I'll put in the group. Okay, whatever I know little I put. Actually, I could even share the books to you now. We can't. Nothing moves now. That's the problem. Nothing is moving. City, Delhi, and Bombay are standstill. We are waiting when Krishna will pardon them. Very difficult to understand the plan of the Lord. But I know one thing, axiomatically, His plan is wonderful. But I don't know how His plan is unfolding. We don't even know when this thing is going to end. Anybody has a date when this is going to end, this pandemic? Nobody has an idea, no? Every day it's increasing, 25,000 infections a day. And 400 to 5,000 people, 400, 500 people are dying a day already. It's so unfortunate to see. So we can.
Prabhuji, this also, has generated one thought in my mind. If you are okay, I'll ask one question. There are so many people because of this pandemic situation are departing. May God give them peace. But one things keep on in our mind that this situation has given a immature destination for those people who gone left the world actually. So how we say that they will get a moksha, or how we'll think that is this really happen or written by our in our journey actually. If you look Brahma, whatever has written in our destination, that's final, right? So how you see those who left the world, so would they get the moksha? Because it's I mean, like it is a full stop suddenly happen in the life which no one has thought.
See what happens. Nothing happens accidentally. So if I have in my life to live 50 years, 60 years, I live that. Corona or no corona, that is not going to affect. Karma is protecting everybody. And nobody can harm you unless you harm yourself. If there is a karma punishment pending, something will come, either this disease or that disease, some way. It's not that corona goes away tomorrow, so world becomes heaven. No, sir. It was already miserable place. It was never heaven anyway. So the people who are dying, you cannot say that accidentally it's happening. No. There is a time for death is already there. When you go into a body, certain major things are already fixed. So one of the things is fixed is how long you're going to live. Not accidentally, and you cannot change it by 1 minute. You just leave the body. When the time is there, they say person had heart attack and therefore he left. I say reverse. He left, therefore there was heart attack. What is a massive heart attack and he left the body? No, sir. He left the body, therefore massive heart attack. Because body can't function when the soul leaves. Which way you go, it is difficult to determine which one is true.
Thank you, Guruji. I actually asked this question but did not get any explanation about this. But thank you so much. Please accept my sakshan, dandavata, pranam.
No, try,
so
please.
well and so simple.
See, try to understand this point, main point. Number one is that we should feel great pain. When somebody suffers as a gentleman, we should have a pain. Correct? That's a gentleman. Gentleman cannot tolerate to see other persons suffering. So many people suffering is pain. But it's true another sense that always suffering was there. Always suffering. I will always used to tell people, you see today Syria, life is unlivable. Any day it can become here. People will say, I can't believe it. Today it's become. In a day things turn. This whole nature is so unpredictable, isn't it? We used to think we are so comfortable in India, and in Syria, that those places life is so tough. Oh my God, I don't know how they're living. Now whole world just wait for a few days, we'll be talking about India. Because the situation is, we are, I think, at number second or third already, correct? Whole world is talking about the death in India and the situation in India. And whole world is blocking any visit from India. They don't want anybody to come. Things change around in this world. In any days, things change around. This is so, padam yata pipadam natesha. Samashitaye padapallava plavam mahat padam purna yasho murare bhavam buddhi vassa padam param padam 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 yat vipadam natesham. It says, let us take shelter of the Lord. Samashitaye padapallava plavam. The beautiful two lotus feet of the Lord will take us to the spiritual world. But not take shelter of this world where every step there is danger. Padam padam yat vipadam natesham. Every step there is danger in this world, and proven now, isn't it? It's proven. So we can't say that they will get moksha or not moksha. I don't know. You had some observation on that, but I feel that is independent of that. Anyway, we have to die. Let us prepare this way or that way. See, today our health is good. Let us look at a positive side. Today health is good. I can chant the names of God. I can discuss about God. And when we are in good association, chanting the name of God and discussing, our faith gradually grows because Krishna is very pleased. And He's our Supreme Father. And of faith, our realization develop. So let us take advantage when we are young and healthy, because when we are old and throat is choked up, in that health condition, people become sometimes, totally dependent and lot of pain in the body. How will you be able at that time even chant, isn't it? 80-year-old, 90-year-old person, many times it's very pain in the body. Sometimes I've seen old people, they cry, my Lord, can I die? It is so painful. So we are at this stage in healthy situation. Why not take full advantage and opportunity in front of us?
Thank you, Guruji. So much positive energy flows in after talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So we close now.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
what is Shaligrama, Prabhuji?
Shaligrama is Vishnu.
No, Guruji, what?
Shaligrama, there is a big story. It's from Gandaki river, we get this stone. It's actually Vishnu. It's an incarnation of Vishnu. You can worship it. You don't need to install a Shaligrama. Yeah. You can worship with tulsi and water. But you have Shaligrama with you?
No, Guruji.
Okay. See, we want to worship the Lord. How do I worship? If He stand in front of you as Vishwarupa, can you put a dhoti on Him? All the cloth in the world will be finished. You cannot put dhoti on Vishwarupa. Correct? He's so huge. So Krishna is very kind. He comes in a small form. Shaligram is an incarnation of God. You can take Shaligram to your place and you can bathe it. You can offer tulsi. You can offer flower. Lord is coming in a way for you to worship Him. That is Shaligram. Just like we have temples where Archa Murtis. We go to temple there, Radha Krishna Vigraha, Krishna Balaram, or you go to temple, Lord Rama Lakshmana. You worship them. Same way Shaligram is worship. But we should worship with rules and regulations. Mainly. Okay, it is not different from the Lord. It is, take it as incarnation of God and worship it.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the session. Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Can you add the kids group in our number, Prabhuji?
What happened?
Can you add in that group, Prabhuji?
Okay. Oh, you want to join the kids classes? 5 o'clock that is happening. You want to go there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I'll do that. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhacha kripa sindhave evacha.